What? Look at me. Look at me showing up on time. I don't know if 3 o'clock is on time, but that's always the time I'm trying to like make sure I'm live by like 3 o'clock. I never make it. But look at me today. Look at me today. I'm on it and I'm ready to go. Let's go. Okay, so today, now this wasn't even on the docket really, other than these are new designs and I was going to show them to you. And then I was looking at this and I was like, ooh, those colors. Oh. So if you got the Positive Vibes UV-DTF set, if you didn't, you can still get it. There's like 2 or 3 of them. There's not a lot. There's like, it still shows available on the website, but I know it's very low. It's almost gone. Because the last time I looked, it was like 2, 3. So I'm surprised it's still there. But the Positive Vibes complete pack is there. If you haven't seen it, it's like a pack of a whole bunch of UV-DTFs. Now we started this tumbler. It's going to keep going for what my original plan was with the fairies and the things. I'm just waiting for the detailing tape from Melissa. However, if you are in the medical world, a medical assistant, these are the new designs today that are up there. Y'all requested some things that weren't just nurses. We got medical assistant. Now this one could be any medical field. How cute. My kids just learned how does a stethoscope work. So that was really cool. So very interesting. I love these with the kids because sometimes I learn things. But this is a cute little individual stethoscope. But look at this one, medical assistant. So stinking cute. And I was like, well, that's kind of close to these colors. And look how stinking cute this would be. Now, this was a glitter by design. If you haven't seen these, go on our website and type in GBD into the search bar or go to products, do the drop down menu and look over until you see glitter by design or GBDs. Click on that. It's going to bring them all up. These are all double-sided adhesive sheets that have had the design cut into the front of them. And then you peel away so let's say you wanted to do the petals in the pink, you peel all the petals off and then put your glitter on and burnish it into the spaces and then brush away all the excess and then peel up the cheetah print and put your glitter down for your cheetah print, brush away the excess. So you create this beautiful pattern on, it's called a glitter by design or GBD. Okay. Now, so I made this one and I intentionally picked these colors to go with this. And then we're going to be putting the fairies on her. But I'm waiting I want to do the line, the stripe down here. And so I'm waiting for that from Melissa. But look how good this goes on here. So if I knew somebody who's medical assistant, this would be perfect. It fits onto this part perfectly. Look at those soft colors. So stinking cute. And then look at this one for the other side with the cheetah print on this side. So I would do my stripes down the side. I'd probably put this one on a little crooked like this up here. And then I would put this one right in the stinking middle right here. I might even cut out some black cheetah print, put a few little cheetah print spots here and a few little cheetah spots here. How cute is that? How freaking cute is that? And we did glitter the butt, maybe a few little cheetah spots on the butt. So stinking cute. Okay. Well, that one's in process, but I wanted to show you guys that because if you are somebody doctory field and you want to grab this one and make that cup, if you already have or you can get the Positive Vibes, it's still up there. But if you've got the Positive Vibes and you like that idea, you can get them. These two are up today. Okay, so these individuals are up there. Now there is a freebie today. I want to make sure I say this up front so nobody misses it. It's the first thing out of today's deals, but I want to make sure you guys see it. I don't have, there's a white piece of paper. This is a freebie because it's got an oopsie on it, but it's an easy oopsie to fix. But I mean, so and I could have just discounted it by like $1, but we're just putting it up free with $50 purchase. So this is what we call a total tumbler. This is like all the things in my brain to make a beautiful tumbler or 2 tumblers. You have these pages down here. Okay, so you have this really pretty, like vintage, kind of worn, weathered pages of a book as a strip to do a stripe around the tumbler. And then you have some stacks of books, some cute little with florals and some little candles to do like accenting this one in the background. And then you have this one that says the book is always better. And then this one says what happens at book club stays at book club. However, it says book twice. This book is repetitive. So it says what happens at book club stays at book. So that book shouldn't be there. However, it's an easy fix if you want to get this, and you're going to get it for free. One, you just can just throw that one away if you don't want to worry about it at all. But two, these letters are not attached. So you can go in with a craft knife and slice right along that edge, cut those out, cut off book, and then when you lay this down, just situate, stays that into the middle, right? Easy fix. Anyway, it's free with purchase because I did not catch that. Actually, Alyssa caught it. I looked at it a million times, didn't see it. I made this, I did this, and I didn't see it. She even pointed out and said, there's a typo. And I sat and looked and read and looked and read. And I'm like, is she looking down like the pages? Like, what is she? And I looked and looked because I didn't want to call because that would make me look stupid, right? And so I did not give up. I was like, I'm gonna find this. And she says there's a typo. So she sees something somewhere. And I'm looking and I'm looking and I'm looking and I did not see it. I finally had to call her. She's like, oh, I don't know. I can't remember. But she's like, I definitely saw something. Let me pull it up. And so she goes to pull it up and right when she said that I found it. And I was like, oh, never mind. I'm hanging up. I see it. But I mean, I would say at least 20 minutes of me just looking at this, trying to find it. Like, where's Waldo? Anyway, but this is such a good one. Oh, this is such a good one. I love this one. Anyway, this is free with $50 purchase. So if you spend $50, make sure your $50 is, you have to spend $50 before the coupon, after you put the coupon codes in, it has to be $50 and before tax. So if it comes to $50 after tax, it does not count. You have to spend $50 and that's after coupon codes and before taxes. These are limited supply. So when these are gone, they're gone. I'm just going to leave them up there for anybody who places a $50 order while these are available. So it's just a freebie. So if you're already shopping and placing a nice big order, you can add one of these for free. Okay. If you love this and you just wanted this anyway, go spend $50 and you'll get one and add it in. You got it. You got it. Okay. That's up there. That's the freebie. That's a random freebie that we just added for today. Okay, I already showed you the medical assistant. I'll put them on the white background so you can see them a little better. We've got medical assistant and then the cute little stethoscope with the bow. What is the color called in the mouth RBD? I tried to order more through Amazon and got the wrong color. In this month's, what is the color called in this month's RBD? I tried to order more through Amazon and got the wrong color. Lindsay, did you not have enough in your RBD? Which was the RBD? Which one? Which RBD? I'm trying to think. Oh, the ocean one? I don't know. I don't know off the top of my head. I've been working on rhinestones and glitter literally all day for the next 6 months worth of swag and rhinestone by designs. And there's going to be the new holiday RBD. And so there's 80,000 rhinestone colors in my head right now. Okay. RBD also up on the website. This one is called Soft Wings. Obviously, you can tell why. Beautiful. Okay. It's got the pumpkin. It's got the mushroom butterflies. If you message Alyssa, she can help you through customer service, girl. She can pull it up. Yeah, the ocean one. I don't know it off the top of my head because I placed that order a couple months ago. So numbers wise, and the name of the stone is not going to stay on. That's definitely not going to stick here. Does it say on the listing? No. The RBD this one's won't. And by the way, the listings where we have the rhinestones, so you guys are aware, names of rhinestones are not universal. So even if I called it flaming orange, if you go to Amazon and look for flaming orange rhinestones, it's not going to translate. It's not going to, there's not universal rhinestones, and the chances of the rhinestones that we order being on Amazon from our manufacturer are slim. So even if I gave you like what we named it, it's not going to translate to Amazon. Sorry, y'all. So Lindsay, if you were short by like 5 stones, message Alyssa and we can try to get 5 stones from you somewhere or something. We can try to sort it out for you. Okay. Hi, Vicky. Vicky, you asked me something yesterday. What was it? You asked me a video of, what was it? A video you knew? Oh, starting an RBD. Okay, let me make a list of this. Where can I write that down that I didn't bring my notebook down here. I always bring my notebook down here and I didn't bring it down here today. Okay, I'm gonna try to remember that one. Okay, sorry, keeping up. Soft wings. Okay, so this one, how pretty is this one? So we did the marble, we did the 2 ombre purple stripes, so you can stripe this line out. So, you know that, you know this colors. Amy! Where's all my purple lovers at? Look how pretty. And it's going into the springtime. Oh, this would be a beautiful Mother's Day gift. Tumbler, just saying. Okay, so that one's up there. That's a total tumbler that's up on the website. We had the other very tropical turtley, I know, I mean, turtley total tumbler up previously. It sold out very, very quickly. I knew this one was coming. I designed them kind of back to back because I loved all those hibiscus. So I was like, let's do a couple of these. So this is sandy toes and sun-kissed nose. And you get this really pretty like wrap around of the like the turtle in the currant, and then all these beautiful hibiscus. I believe these are totally different colors than the previous one. It's the same. They have this, oh, they're the same. This one had yellow in it. This one does not have yellow in it. Okay. And that one said drink in my hand, toes in the sand. And this one says sandy toes and sun-kissed nose. Okay, so this is up on the website, Total Tumbler. These are all individuals, and it's made so you can like create a tumbler off of it. These launched last week, but I didn't have them. I had them. I forgot that I had them, and so I didn't show them. This is the floral garland. Okay, these would be beautiful on a bridal tumbler, a wedding tumbler, a baby shower tumbler, just a really pretty white, like love tumbler. I don't know, just soft colors. And I put a few to fill out, give you every inch of this paper with a decal on it. I also added some feathers down here. So this is really, really pretty. This is going to be up on the website as well. This is from last week though. And then the queen bee. We all know I love my queen bees. I put this really pretty because it matches kind of the pinks that were like accented through the flowers. So my brain goes, take this, put it down either and drop the queen bee kind of on top of it. I kept them separated in case you didn't want the pink on the pink. So I made it 2 instead of, I could have already have put it there because I liked it there. But I wanted you guys to have this as an option to do with it as you want. You get the honeycombs, the flat floral, the sunflower kind of outlines, and then queen bee and the pink with this really pretty queen bee. So this is from last week. There's a few of those up there. Okay, so those are the new UV-DTFs that are up on the website. Okay, as well as okay, and then you don't forget your freebie. So there's a free with $50 purchase. There is the 2 new total tumblers, the 2 individual sized medical assistant, and the stethoscope. And then there are 3 digital downloads today. One says life is a circus, enjoy the ride. And it's got a really pretty little soft, delicate looking elephant with a carousel behind her. I say her. Elephants. Elephants are all girls. Just kidding. And then be patient, I'm from the 1900s. I want that on a t-shirt, so like on a sweatshirt. Be patient, I'm from the 1900s. You want to know a fun fact? So we were watching Treasure Hunters. We try to do a lot of educational things with the kiddos. So like if we're going to be listening to things in the car, we listen to like how does a hurricane develop, or why do zippers work, or things to challenge my kids' brains while we're in the car. And yesterday we were watching a not treasure hunting, shipwreck diving show about them trying to find all these historical shipwrecks so they can document it, find the exact location, notify any people in the lineage of the people who were on the boat, and kind of find the history of the people that were running on the boat, and then just like let them know, hey, we found this, and and then usually it's tied to like a museum, and then the museum wants artifacts from it to display. It's like an Australia museum, and they're putting the Australia shipwreck in there. Anywho, so it was really interesting. And there was one from 1894. One of these ships sank in 1894. And I was like, it just made me think. My great grandmother was born in 1899 and died in 2001. So she saw 3. She saw 1800s, 1900s, and the 2000s. Isn't that wild? She's like 102, 103 years old. She saw three shift changes, as we'll say. Is Anakin coming back? Yes, I'm going to be placing a small order. For glitter, I've got a big order coming in for glitter for swag of like amazing new glitters that are going to be launching through swag, like amazing stuff coming in. And along with that, I can add in some of our tried and true favorites. So yes, I'm in the talks with our supplier right now, getting our order lined out, and it takes days to go back and forth. But yeah, Anakin, I'm gonna write these things down. Hold on, because I'm doing really good. The brain fog is like magically lifting because of this medication. But yeah, okay, Anakin. Is there any glitter colors that are currently out of stock that y'all want to see come back in so I can make sure that those come in? Because I cannot do a full restock. Mama ain't that rich, but I will try to get your tops. Okay, and then the other one was film RBD video, how to start an RBD, because that is important. So Alyssa is my next package is sending me a bunch of sublimated tumblers, sublimation prints, and some stones so I can, because I don't have any packs here. Just hopped on and I have missed so much. Hi, Annette. Hello. Okay. So film an RBD video. That's on. That's gonna come though. I have to wait for my package to get here, and then I will do that on Anakin. But anybody want anything? I'm putting Anakin down. But if anybody has requests, you let me know. There's a few that we can no longer get. There's one of our glitter vendors that we cut ties with some of our OG boys. Oh, Tristan. Tristan is out of stock because I stole all of Tristan. I brought him here because I'm gonna be glittering the floor in here. So I took all of them. There wasn't a lot left. There was like 20 bags, but I took all 20 bags. That's my bad. That's my bad. I do warn you guys that I shop for you guys, but I'm also shopping for myself. Okay. Now, hi guys. Sorry, my nails look like this today. I put on new press-ons, new tempers, and I lost that one, and that one. This one fell off almost immediately. This one was a couple hours later, and this one came off yesterday. But it's because I didn't prep my nails. I was rushing, and I didn't prep them, and that's why. So I'm just anyway, random thought by summer. Okay, so keeping going. Okay, so we have the 3 digital files that are up on the website. You guys are loving the digital files. I'm going to continue on rolling with the digital files. Life is a circus. Just enjoy the ride. Again, these are all digital files that you can use to print out and sublimate them onto socks. You can sublimate them onto, you can print them with sublimation and sublimate it onto anything with a polyester surface. So you can sublimate them on a polyester sock, sweatshirt, pillowcase, pillow, anything. Okay, so you could put them on tumblers, keychain, blanks, all sorts of things. My glasses have a spot in the middle. So life is a circus. Just enjoy the ride. Please be patient. I'm from the 1900s. Oh, that's where I went off on a tangent with my grandmother. And then there's another one with the sleeve design. It says, if you can't find the sunshine, be the sunshine. And that also has a sleeve design on it. Remember, when you go into the listing to look at the sleeve design, click on it. If it says sleeve design, click on it, open it up. You're going to see the image bigger, be able to really see it. And then you're going to see this. The sleeve design is always compressed. So you're going to see a little mini version of the image. And then you're going to see this. What you need to do is click on the compressed image, and it's going to pop up and it's going to come up full size, but you got to scroll. Okay. Because if I put it up in a little thing like this, it would be so tiny you would not be able to see it. So I put it in the full size in there. Okay. So you'll have the sunflowers and the horseshoes going down the sleeves, and then the big. Now, you do not have to use that as a sleeve design. You could print it out as a sublimation print and sublimate it down one side of the tumbler, down the other side of the tumbler, and then sublimate the main design right in the front and rhinestone away, or do 1, 2, 3 of the vertical design, and then put the words along the middle, and then rhinestone detail out all the sunflowers and the horseshoes. You can use that design however you want. It's just the original concept for it was you can blow the main one up large and press it onto the front of like a hoodie sweatshirt, and then put the other ones down the sleeves of the arms of the sweatshirt. Okay. But you can do it however you want. You can use the the little sunflowers, you can print them in sublimation really small and sublimate them onto the edges of a sublimation ready picture frame. You can put them on, like, do a notebook and do it along the outer edges of like the notebook, the binding of the notebook, maybe the word is. That's not the word I'm thinking of. That's not the bridge. Ew. Okay, so those are up there. So there's that one is called, if you can't, that says Be the Sunshine. And that, so that is, if you can't find the sunshine, be the sunshine. And that's our Western themed one. So you've got a free with $50 purchase. You've got 3 new digital downloads. One of them includes a sleeve design, 2 new total tumblers, and 2 new standard size UV-DTFs. Okay, so let's play. Now on the list, you guys, did I miss anybody else? I saw somebody say Anakin and someone say Tristan for glitter. That's not on the website that you guys want to see come in. That's out of stock right now. Okay. Now, last night we played with this. So this was the neon party, and we I put all these paisley designs on sale. They're on the last page of today's deals for this design. We got this is the hot pink and neon orange, and then there's also a black one with red. Black one with, I almost said orange. I gotta stop looking at this tumbler. A black one with purple and green paisley. Okay, so those are all up there. And then there's a glitter by design. That's a paisley print. So you can glitter it in any color you want in the make. But all the paisley went $1 off yesterday. Look at me doing ASMR for myself. The paisley print all went on sale yesterday under today's deal. So grab some of that if you want. But we did play with this last night. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? Vicky, I'm going to give you we're going to do we're going to start a tumbler. Hold on. Let me think about this for a second. We're going to start a tumbler for you so I can show you this, because in case you're like, I don't want you to have to wait weeks to start a Rhinestone by Design. So let me start a tumbler for you with a scatter method, because I don't have a Rhinestone by Design on me. So let me do a tumbler that I'm going to do scatter method on, and I'm going to get it started for you. Let me think about something really quick. I am going to do, I could do it on this tumbler actually. Okay, so I'm going to show you. Pretend this is the top of the lip. So if you're doing a Rhinestone by Design, this is going to be the very quick version of this, Vicky, but it'll give you the idea. So if you want to start at home, you can, and you don't have to wait for a full tutorial to come out. When you're doing and starting a Rhinestone by Design or any tumbler, really, I suggest this, is this process. Okay, pretend this is the lip of the tumbler, the top of the tumbler. You always want to start with the top of the tumbler, because when you finish a Rhinestone by Design and you're holding it, you're gonna notice mistakes at the top more than you will at the bottom, because your eye naturally goes to the top, because that's where your mouth is going to go. So you don't want to have a wavy line or missing rhinestone or whatever, or if you run out and there's only half a space at the top because you started at the bottom and you get to the top and you only have enough room for half a rhinestone, it won't fit. So you have like this gap. You don't want any of that happening at the top of the tumbler. Okay, so you always start at the top. So pretend that this is the top of the tumbler. Now, I'm going to do this with scatter method, but it's going to be the same concept. I'm going to be teaching you the same concept that you would use for the Rhinestone by Designs. Okay, so I'm going to take out my stones. Hi guys. I told you guys this RBD was going to be amazing. Next month is also amazing. And so is the next one. The next 4 Rhinestone by Designs. I've been like, my goal, I'm trying my best to do amazeballs things. No, it'll pass. I mean, that's not how I operate anyway, but I'm just saying. I feel like and they're all the same. I just feel this way because, like I said, the brain fog is coming up off me, and I'm like, feel amazing about everything. So it's all been the same, always wonderful amazingness, but I'm just able to get more happy about it. Okay, But I told you guys. The beach scene RBD that you have on you shop to do you have to buy the rhinestones from Amazon? Yes, we don't have all those colors on the website. I was when I originally was like, okay, we're gonna start launching these stones. I said we're gonna start launching these new RBD a la cartes, and then I'll try to carry the stones that go along with them. It doesn't make sense, one, because it still costs you a fortune. Uh, I it comes down to a money thing. Honestly I can't carry all these stone colors. I wish we could. We've tried to look into becoming like just carrying every color and every size, and the initial investment in that is over $100,000, and I just can't don't have it. So I was going to just start bringing in just certain colors, but that doesn't make sense either, because unless you're buying this RBD, like an orange and a blue together doesn't make sense. Nobody's just going to go in there and look just for orange, and we happen to have it. So it's kind of like I would be spending money on hopes that you guys like. I'd buy like 200 sets of each size and hope that they sell. But if I don't sell, then I've just spent my money. It's just sitting in my shelf, and they're just these random colors on our website. So what I'm doing now is we're going to be launching these a la carte RBDs, and then you can go on Amazon and shop your colors, because we're not gonna be carrying the individual colors for them. If you want the whole pack kit, that's going to be the RBD subscription, where it's going to come with you're going to get the map and you're going to get the stones. Yes. But I still want to continue to offer other patterns. Because I think RBDs are super duper fun. And also with this, if you already have white in your stock and you already have smoke in your stock, which those are like standard colors, like the smoky gray and the white, to have even a blue, you don't need to go and buy all the new colors. Just go and buy like the soft peach, the light peach, or the coral if you want for the sand, and then you already have two blues in stock at home that you have from another project, and then a white. Like if they're, I'm trying to choose some that have some basic colors to them, where you'll already possibly have some at home. You only have to add extras to it. But yeah, we have the Amazon. So if you go in to the description of any of the a la carte RBDs, you can click in the description, and it's going to say click here for resin and click here for glass, and it's going to guide you to like what my suggestions are on resin or glass on Amazon. But it's just my kind of idea of what I think would look pretty on this stone. But if you're like, nah, I like Summer, you picked all just crystal colors, I want to go all AB colors, at least you kind of get an idea of the color mix that you need. So yeah. All right. So that was more kind of like their a la carte designs, where like you can just buy what you need. You just pick and choose, like if you want just a sublimation print or a vinyl print. If you're going to be doing it over and over and over and you're using the print just as a map, get the vinyl print, because then you can write on it with a dry erase marker and just wipe it off. Just saying. Okay. So sorry, Victoria, we got, me, way late. So what we're going to do here, pretend this we hadn't stuck these two stones down here. But what you want to do is you want to take pretend this is the top of the tumbler. So if this is us starting a rhinestone by design, which this is what I'm talking about, this is the rhinestone by design, we would be putting this row down first. Okay. So pretend we're doing that, but this is going to be scatter method, but you do this with scatter method anyway. So pretend we're doing that here. So you're going to put a line of glue. Okay, so we're going to put a strip of glue right along this bottom edge. Okay. This is how to start a rhinestone tumbler. Okay. Whether it's going to be scatter method or a rhinestone by design, this is how I recommend doing it, so that the top and the top edge at least is perfectly flush. So we're going to take our stones and we're going to put a line of stones along the edge. I'm going to say the top because I want you to really focus on this being the top of this rhinestone. Now here along the white, I'm going in with these tiny little whites because that's what's going to fit underneath this color. Okay, bloop, bloop, bloop. You can see I shake heavily. So even if you have the shakes, this is possible. Y'all don't stress. Mine are not going on smooth or flat or like straight at all. They're just, I'm getting them on there. They're going all wobbly whoopity doopy. So don't stress about it having to be perfect. It does not need to be perfect. Okay. Again, going down into the little teeny ones that are going to go under this design. Put it there. But again, not stressing about them being super duper duper flat here. Okay, now I've done that. Now we're going to go in. We're going to put another line. You want to do this first line. Now we're going to go into the orange section, which is fine. So on your RBD, whatever color is in that section, that's the stone color you're going to be ready to put in. So if you're working with a map and you're not using a sublimated tumbler and you have to go stone by stone and look at your map, don't overwhelm yourself by putting too long of a line of glue. Only put it down the amount of glue that you can keep up with. So if you have to go looking back and forth from a map onto your tumbler and it's going to take you a minute, use a smaller section of glue. Don't go so heavy on the glue so fast. Okay. Okay, now we're going to go into the orange. So now we're going to lay down orange. This is scatter method, so I'm using all the different sizes. Sorry, I want this big orange. Okay, we're at the end, a tiny little orange. Then we're going to go in back into our white. Get a little tiny white here. There we go. Now we're going back into the orange. But if this was Rhinestone by design, this would be going multiple colors of whatever that design has right there. Okay, keeping going. You want to move quite quickly. Okay, put my final row in. Right on the edge. Okay, again, I'm going to go back into white. Working through the different colors. Okay, so this is what's important, just getting that first row on all the way around. I'm trying to get these different sized whites here. Okay, back into orange. Actually, I have enough. No, back into orange. I was gonna say I have enough for a white, but I don't. It's too tight. Okay, going orange, orange. Now, if this was going to be an orange where it was slightly into the ombre section, where I would need to possibly every once in a while add a pink to highlight that ombre still, I would, but this is definitely in the orange section, so I'm not adding any pink into here because this is where it would have all turned to very solid orange in this pattern. Okay, and then we've got the last few whites going in here. A little shorty white. Okay, now technically we need to go in and do a couple little orange in here. Okay, so now look, we have our, sorry, get these last guys in here. Okay, so now we have that first row in. Now what you want to do is you want to take it against a table. Okay, and you want to take something straight. I'm going to use the edge. Well, that's not going to work great. I'm going to take, wait, I want a detailing thingy. There. See this? We're going to use this. Let's see if I can get you guys in closer so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so now I'm going to take this and I want to push literally push each stone down till it touches the table. And you can see they're all moving slightly because they're butting up right against the bottom edge. This is what you want to do with it. If this is the top of the tumbler and you want to face this tumbler to the table and then push them down into place. That's going to get you a nice, clean, straight line across that top line so that your eyeball doesn't see mistakes. It sees a perfectly straight line across the top. And that's also very important to do when you're doing an RBD, because if your stones are shifted down even 1/2 of a millimeter, it's going to throw off your whole pattern, because then the whole tumbler is going to be off by 1/2 a millimeter when it hits that stone that's off. So, because the next stone underneath it isn't going to be in place either, and all the subsequent stones underneath all those are going to be in the wrong spot. So you're just going to take it and push it down. Bloop, 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 bloop. So that one moved quite a bit. Those weren't even close. Okay, and just tap them into place. And I think this is where we started. Is this our starting point? I think this was our starting point. Yeah, these aren't moving. Okay, so now if you were to hold this up, you can see that they are all perfectly in a line. Now, the key to doing this though is to leave it alone. Don't start the next row until this row is fully dried. Because if you were to then go and, oh gosh, my brain told me there's going to be rhinestones in this. Just a tumbler. If you were to now go in and put the next round stones in, you're going to be tapping into those. You're going to be moving them around. Okay, so that you do not want to do that. You want to leave these, let that glue set and dry, so that when you butt your next stone up against it, that's why I say even if you have the shakes like me, you let that, it's called an anchor line. I call it an anchor line. I don't actually know what people call it. I call it, it's your anchor line. It's like your weighted anchor set in stone. And then you take your next stones and you can slide them in and tap them right up next to those stones and kind of push them into place in there. And because this is anchored down and solid, glued down solid, you can kind of push up against them. So even with my shakes, it doesn't matter. It doesn't affect anything because I can just kind of push into it and it stays put. So that is very important. That's how you start your RBDs. Okay, now this would have just been the same process, and I would have just followed the map, and I would put my one black and then gone all pink all the way around till I came to this side, and then my one black, and then what is that, just five whites, turned it upside down, tapped them all into place. If it's a rhinestone by design if it's a rhinestone by design like this, you can use, and they're all the same stone size, you can use something like this. And you can take it and you can slide it down and tap, tap, tap them all down the same place, because this is a flush level flat side. And then you can just push them all down up against your table with this. But I couldn't do that because that one's all different sizes, right? You want some more Disney inspired UV-DTFs? Working on it, girl. Well, actually, I don't even know if that's a girl because I didn't see. Oh, Jay, working on it. I think we are going to have a character type monthly launch. It will be a pack of character designs. They won't go individually up onto the website individually. It will just be a pack that you can buy. You're very welcome, Vicki. I hope that helped, so that way you can get started. Okay. You know what? I'm going to go in and put this guy on sale. I've been showing him off a lot because that's the one I happen to have here. So let me go put him on sale. That's the Bow RBD. Give me just a second. Products. Bow RBD. Printed vinyl sublimation print, rhinestone all by design, resin rhinestone set. We have 30 left. It's on sale for $25. It's available for $25. I'm going to put it on sale for $15. I just took $10 off. It's on sale for $15. Let me move it into today's deals so y'all can find it. Why not? Today's deals. Okay. Moved it to today's deals. It'll probably be on the last page of today's deals, somewhere towards the end. Okay. What you get with that, you're going to get a map. The map is not like It's just a map that you follow stone by stone and place the stones on. Then we sell and it's going to come with the stones that you need for $15. If you want and then we sell a la carte, the sublimation print, the vinyl wrap, or the sublimated tumbler. If you just want the tumbler if you want to get the tumbler to then just go directly onto the print like this. I find this to be the easiest way for me. I like to be able to move fast, and this is how I can move fast. I also like these. Some people don't like them because you can see they have a black ring around each color, and they're like, you can kind of see that through the stones, which you can kind of see it through these pink. So if that's not your jam, then you want to just go by the map and put your stones in. Like Maddie, who does this for us, she doesn't use maps. She goes by the stones. She can do a whole tumbler in like 4 hours. She's crazy fast. I raced her once. I pretended like I won, but I didn't win. We did this. I'm trying to show you guys. We did this. I said, we're going to race. We're going to do this. Wait, where's she? The one I did this. I think this is the one she did. And I did the one that's up there. And we technically said we started at the same time, but I said, I'm the boss. I'll tell you when you can start. And I started. And I just was like, you can't start yet. I'm the boss. And I got like a little head start. And I was like, okay, go. I was like, see, I won. I got more. I don't even think I got more. Well, I've added to that one, so that's not even a fair vote. Don't do it. You know, I can't resist. My hubs told me that I couldn't watch it anymore because I buy something after during every live. Sorry. Tell them what you know. You don't say it's a monthly subscription. It's a combined. Say no. I only get one package, like one package a week or whatever. It's not a whole bunch of orders. So if you're going up there, don't forget there is a freebie with a $50 purchase. Okay. So that got me started on this. So we started this guy last night. We got started. So Maddie started this guy. When we put this set up on the website, I was super rushed. This is when I was still in Texas. Like, hey, can you rhinestone on this just a little bit so I can really show off these like neon stone colors? The camera even has a hard time. They're so bright. The neon, because it's not even picking up. It looks more like orange to you guys, but it is like neon orange in person. It looks more like pumpkin orange to you guys. But it is like neon pink and neon orange. So I was like, hey, can you do this a little bit so I can show it off on the live and so they can really see what a mermaid tier is and then really see the colors of the stones? And she's like, sure. And she quickly just did like this little, she did the like this in like 10 minutes. I was like, girl, so fast. So then I had the tumblers. I was like, no, I'll finish it now. That was, well, I've been in California for what, 6 months? We got here September, October, November, December, January, almost February, 4.5 months. And this was well before I left. You just got the RBD subscription. Who is that? Laura, did you go with glass or resin? And did you see it? Just saying. The next 4 Rhinestone by Design subscriptions are beautiful. And the stone colors are so good. Okay, anyway. If you haven't signed up for the Rhinestone by Design, you have like 10 days, like eight, I would say 9 days to be safe, to be signed up for the Rhinestone by Design glass subscription. Okay. If you sign into the Rhinestone by Design glass subscription, if you are new this month, even though we have not been granting new access to new members, it's not guaranteed because it's something I have to manually do. I will also give you access to the secret site. Now that's probably not going to happen right away. I've got it because I will get all the full list of who is subscribed starting within this month. And then I have to pull that on like the 3rd of the month. And then it takes me, it's a very long process for me to go do this. This is why we stopped offering it. I have to then go physically add your email address onto that secret site access. But then once you have that access, you can just check it whenever you're there. If you go onto our website, there's a little thing that says RBD only, I think. RBD only. It should say right RBD sub only. Now I'm gonna make that change. Okay. If you click on that and you're not a member or weren't a past member, and I mean past like 6 months ago member of the RBD club or RBD subscription. That's a secret site for those people that had been long-term subscribers and never canceled and stayed subscribed. They get the benefit of being into the secret site where they have access to things. If you are signed in this month, we have a lot of new people signing up. And it's going to be easy for, not easy, but it's easier for me to track and going in for this 1 month and pull all the newbies and add access. Okay, so if you sign up this month, you will be granted access to that. Now you will lose access if you cancel. Your access is removed, and then it will never. It's not reoffered. This is something It's something we don't offer anymore and have stopped offering. That we left it open and available for people who had been with us for like the whole like year and never canceled. But we stopped granting access because it is such a mess for me to manage. But I will go in this month and add people who subscribe this month because I know that there's a lot of people signing up this month. Do I have you done a sneak peek of next month's RBD? Yes, I have. It is of course not down here with me because I had my daughter run down and grab it to me because I had to do working with our Rhinestone person, and there was like one of the counts. She's like, "This doesn't seem right because that doesn't." And I was like, "Oh yes." So then I had to recount. So I was like, "Hey, go grab it." So I dragged it up top, and I didn't bring my whole notebook down. It is beautiful. It's going to be this really pretty, like shimmery white background, and then these really pretty pastel kind of bohemian feathers with little kind of triangles shapes in between. It's really, really, really pretty, and it's really soft, opally. It's like it's got mylards, flames, and opals in it for the stone colors, um, and just like all these beautiful specialty colors. And so it's spectacular for the glass. What if we? Oops, I don't know if I clicked. What if we switch from resin to glass? If you switch from resin to glass, nothing changes. If you switch from resin to, what do you mean? I'm not sure what you mean. What do you mean? What do you mean? What are you referring to? What if we, I mean, if you switch from resin to glass, you're going to get glass. It's just like point blank the answer to that question. You're going to get a glass rhinestone. Are you referring to RBD, the website? Nothing changes. It does, the system, if you cancel, the system doesn't automatically cancel you out of the RBD site. I physically go in and remove you. But then if you sign back in, then I then have to physically go. So what we're having happening and why we stopped granting access is we had too many people signing up, the next day canceling, waiting until I did the sneak peek of the next one, and then signing up, and then the next day canceling. So when I do this, I pull a list of everyone who canceled, and I physically go in and cancel all these people. And then I take the list of all the people who signed up, and I physically go in and have to type in every single address and add all these email addresses. And I realized a lot of the people that had canceled also resubscribed and then canceled and then resubscribed. So you guys were creating an absolute, I mean, when I say a mountain of work, it was taking me like 4 to 5 days of doing just that to like sort out. And I'm like, wait, it says they signed up, but did they sign up or did they cancel? And I had to go back and I had to look at dates that each thing happened. And it was an absolute mess. So I stopped. It says, we're not offering that anymore. You're already getting a smoking deal on the stones and everything. You're getting the free gift inside with your design thing. I'm as a human just cannot manage that anymore. So we just stopped offering that access. But I said, as long as you don't cancel, you will remain in access for that. And you will have granted access to that. But once you cancel, then I do go in and remove, but I just will never put you back on if you re-sign up. However, if you sign up this month, I'll do it. Hi, hello. So on the secret site, if you don't know this, that's where you're going to have access to sublimation prints, vinyl wraps, sublimated tumblers, digital downloads. Sometimes I throw things at like discounts and deals up there. Just things that we want to get rid of. We give you kind of like first access to things sometimes there. It's just kind of my little dumping grounds and area. It's not dumping grounds. It's like the area, but you will be the only ones that can see it. It's like Rhinestone, you Rhinestone members only. Okay. Let's Rhinestone. Okay, for everybody who's hanging out, hi guys. Happy Tuesday, y'all. 3:50. We're rolling. Okay. I don't really want, I'm not, now I did that, but I'm not really inspired to work on this tumbler right now. So let's pass this off. I like to work on what I like to work on. Give me a second. We're going to shift gears. We're going to do some UV-DTFs. So if you are a tumbler maker, hi guys. Oh, let's talk real quick. Let's talk, because I saw another person doing a whole thing and they were kind of dissing being on Etsy again. And I'm tired of this broken wheel. But you guys, you have to remember when you're listening to it and you're watching people who are doing things like this and they're like making TikToks about how Etsy sucks and they charge you all this money. You have to remember, one, if they say something controversial, they know that there's going to be people in the comments fighting about it. They do it on purpose because it's going to get them clicks and views and they're going to get paid. You have to be very mindful now of what you're consuming online. And this is politics. This is literally everything you consume online. If you are learning about something online, you have to 100% question the validity. Because I can make a video right now through AI, put it on, and it'll look like I'm holding my hand out with a little felted doll that looks identical to me in my hand, and be like, oh, look, isn't she cute? And pick it up and hold it and show it to the camera. And the entire thing is fake. Not even me is real. I can upload an image of myself that AI can turn that my body into a video. It can create, you can say, make a felt figure in the exact likeness of my face, put it in my hand and show me picking it up off my hand and holding it up for the camera. And AI will create that video. And it looks so good. So you cannot believe really anything you see online anymore. It's crazy. And when they were saying like we've got to be like that the government is going to catch up to AI legal wise as far as laws being put in place of what can and cannot be done, way behind what should actually be getting done on the internet with AI. Because, and if you don't know this about the whole big strike that happened with all of the actors guilds and all all that was a big part of it, was because these big studios were trying to force actors into these contracts that said that the actors now owned their likeness, which means they own the image of that person's face to do with whatever they want, which means they can take that face, create an entire movie where that actor doesn't actually ever act an ounce of split second in that movie, but they have signed their rights to their image, and they're now creating movies with their image that's not real. Like, it's crazy, you guys. And that's what a lot of the big strike was about, was saying, no, you can't do this. Because what was happening with the young actors, or the inexperienced actors, or the very hungry to pay their rent actors who would sign away anything just so they can pay their rent to keep the house over their families' heads, were signing things like this. And then they're creating this landslide of problems. And it's predatory. It was predatory. Anyway, so I'm diverse. You guys, I know too much about too many things. It's crazy. And that's not a conspiracy. I lived in Los Angeles. 2/3 of my clientele were actors and models and film producers and directors and things like that. Like, it was my life in LA. It was a very different life than I lead now, but like, I know this because of that. So it's crazy. Anyway, but that's where AI can, like, even watching me here, you can be like, is this real? I mean, like, obviously I'm here. You guys would know the difference. I know that you can do that. I know that it exists, and but I don't know how to do that. I'm still learning AI. I haven't figured out how to communicate properly with AI to actually get what I want. Um, I've tried, and it comes out really bad. So I'm like, no, AI, make it better. And then they just change a little, like, that you have to really know how to talk and work and type out what you need, and be very, I don't know. I think I'm being specific. And then I ask it for a lifelike green turtle with a light blue ocean scene. And I don't even know how to explain what it puts back. Anyway, nope, I'm not good at it. But I know the potential of AI, and I know what people think is real because people send me stuff. I'm like, that's not real. We've been talking about this, but if you don't know this, please be mindful. Whether you research or don't research, whatever, just be mindful that what you see online is, even when you see all these stupid things about like political crap, believe 1%. Believe 1%. Read between the lines and read 1%. Okay, on both sides of anything. Because everything, if it's being consumed online, it's being produced and put up for clicks. It's called clickbait, clicks and views and comments, because they get paid that way. They ain't putting middle of the road gentle thoughts. They're putting stuff up there. You're so glad I'm real. And I will always be real. I would never use my likeness and turn it into a fake video of whatever. I'm too charismatic. I like being in front of the camera. Oh, yes. Okay. Now, y'all. Okay, but farts and tarts. Look at this beautiful bumblebee on there. Oh, that's pretty. That's not what I was going for. I'm working my way down to this one because I think that's the one I'm going to actually use, but also this one would be really pretty wrapped on it. Birds of a feather flock together. No, I'm trying to decide what I want to do. Oh, the book one would actually be really cute on this one too. Book club. Who do I want to use? I think I'm going to use the bee. There's some coming tomorrow too that I love. Bumblebee is just a little bit short for a 30 ounce. Oh, nice. Oh, it's perfect for down here. Actually, that's even better. Hi, guys. All right, so if you guys are just jumping in, there is a free with a $50 purchase up today. It says there is a typo. I just want to make sure you guys are aware. It says book twice. You don't need this word book right here. However, these letters are not actually attached to it, so you can take a craft knife and carve this out, cut the book away, and then shift stay at over just a little bit and use it, or just get rid of this one all entirely. But this is a free total tumbler that's up today. Okay, because it's got the little typo. So I'm just putting it up as a free $50 purchase. I just really want to do that tumbler. My brain's having a hard time kicking off of that tumbler. Let's got it. Okay, figured out. Because I wanted to do this. This was sitting in front of me, and I saw the color, so it told me that would be right. But we're not going to do that. We're going to go with the butterfly. So this is a butterfly glitter by Zine. Look at it was meant to be. So, and it happens to be sitting right here. Okay, here we go. So we're going to take this tumbler. Zoop. Okay, we're going to take this tumbler. We're going to drizzle a bit of water on it. Gotta go get a little cup of water. Oh, there's my water. I was gonna say I usually have water in here. So we need a little bit of water because we're gonna prep it. Hi guys. You don't show us how you would epoxy. I'm fine. Everything is fine. Why don't you show? Oh, because I don't have my turner set up for that, girl. That's why that's sitting there and I haven't done it because it needs I have to take my turner apart to use it. I've got to unscrew my turner from here and mount it to a block on the end of a table so it can hub it. It'll rotate suspended way out because it's so big it won't work on the turner. Now I could do hang method on it, but I don't have time for hang method because that would need 95 layers of hang method and I would never get it. It'll happen someday. When Ivan's here, we have big plans. Okay, So I'm going to take this tumbler. We're going to get it ready. We're going to be using a glitter by design. We've got this butterfly glitter by design, and we're going to be using this. I think this is called lavender petals or lavender wings. What is it called? Lavender soft wings. This is the total tumbler from today. And we're going to be using that with this glitter by design. So we're going to take this paper. We're going to dab our fingers into the water. We're going to drop a little bit of water on the tumbler, and we're going to sand. The reason we use the water is so that we don't end up with a bunch of sanded paint and stainless steel up in the air and going into our lungs. Your body cannot cannot detox that out. So you do not want that up in your lungs. We're just scraping off that top layer, sanding it. The water's just making it so that it doesn't turn into powder and it just kind of turns into a mud. Make sure we do the top and the bottom really good. But, okay, done. Easy peasy. Now, normally I would take this in, wash this with Dawn dish soap and water. So if you're doing this for a customer, do it the right way. Dawn dish soap and water, get that all completely, fully clean. This is just for show. So I'm not going to do that because it would take another 5 minutes for me to scrub it, wash it, dry it. And we're not going to do that. You guys do not want to just sit, twiddle your thumbs while I do that. So now we're going to take our glitter by design. Now this glitter by design is absolutely perfect, lined up. There's going to be a tiny bit of overlap on this one. And I'm going to put it onto this tumbler. I'm going to cut it. I want to make sure I have a few of these butterflies full butterflies in there. Actually, I'm going to do a nice big chunk. We're going to go, that's going to cover. Okay, halfway through this blue one. So we want to go about halfway through this one, kind of measure it off. Push down my little, slice it. That's why I love these glitter by designs. You can use these on multiple tumblers. You can pre-cut them before you glitter them, so you don't have to have the same. You can do different colors for different tumblers. Okay, then I'm going to decide how I want to lay this on. I think I'm going to go this. I'm going to go this one. Then I'm going to take my total tumbler. This is what these kind of total tumblers are about. We're going to take the total tumbler. We're going to cut it apart and start layering it on how we want it on the tumbler. Now, these are always in here very, very close together. I squeeze as much on this paper as I can. So you're going to see that these are very close to each other. You got to cut them apart very, very carefully. I do that because I could make these butterflies smaller, but you'd have a lot of tiny little things on here. So some of these I get real big and I really push those edges to see how close I can get things and get nice big sized decals on there for you guys. So just be mindful when you're cutting apart. Okay, this one I could do on here. I love this paper maker. I just got it. It's an Amazon special. I do have it linked on our Amazon shop. Okay, hold it down, slice. No, that just feels like I'm tempting fate to screw that one up. So we're not going to do that. Oop. Okay. I am going to use both of these stripes, so I'm going to just cut them by hand. Okay, have those ready to go. So I think I'm going to go layer butterflies. What's this called? Marble. And then we'll get our epoxy on there because then I can do purple stripe number 1 and purple stripe number 2. And then we could put our butterflies and all of our other things all around the tumbler. And this will probably get, I'll be adding a little bit of white glitter to the epoxy. So this will give the appearance of having like a white shimmer to it. This isn't a UV-DTF. Yep, this is a glitter by design that's on the website already. I've had this glittered from day one when we first launched it. Okay, so this is, just make sure no white's still coming off. Okay, so now we're gonna layer this guy. Oh, I need painter's tape. Oh, I gotta put that on my list. Painter's tape. I keep needing painter's tape and I don't have any painter's tape at this house. Blue painter's tape. Okay, because it makes this application a million times easier. Let's see. What do I have? So I like to take painter's tape normally, make my straight line, and then follow that as my straight line. What do I have instead of painter's tape? Do I have a rubber band down here? So I could take a rubber band and wrap it around. I think we're just gonna wing it, which I hate doing. Hi guys, if you guys are just popping in, there is a free UV-DTF with a $50 purchase. It has a slight typo on it, so that's why I'm kind of putting it up for free. And so it just made sense if you're spending and placing a big order, you can grab one for free. Their while supplies last. Obviously, there's limited stock. All right, here we go. Now, get this started. All right. So we've got this guy. Now, again, this is a don't do as I say, don't do as I do as I say, okay? I do not recommend trying to apply a glitter by design without first applying it onto a piece of vinyl. Your application process will be a million times easier if you stick this down onto a piece of vinyl first. Okay, so please just apply it to a piece of vinyl first. Okay, so we're gonna stick this down. I'm gonna kind of wrap it. I'm not pressing down on the edge. So if you missed what I did, I folded this back. I exposed a tiny bit of the edge right there. And now I'm wrapping this around to give me an idea of where I want it to be, of where it's gonna sit, how far off that edge, make sure it wraps around nice, get that laid down. And then once it looks like I've got it in the right spot, then I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna press that little 1/4 of an inch down. That's gonna be your kind of tacked edge. If you only do a tiny little bit and then you test it and you realize you're kind of going to be kind of far off and it's not going to work great, you can still kind of salvage it a little bit by pulling that little piece up. If you put a piece down and stick it that's like this wide, it's done. Okay, now I know that this is gonna overlap by a hair, so I'm going to cut this. This is where it gets kind of tricky. So I'm going to cut this by hand. I don't like to do this until usually that very end when I've already wrapped it, but we're gonna, and you know, if you don't need this little extra scotch of, that's a little bit extra that's on there for this particular tumbler, because these GBDs are cut to fit a standard 20, but all 20s from every manufacturer, even from the same manufacturer, sometimes are slightly off and different. And so there's a little play on there. Okay, now we're going to go through and just slowly and steadily pull this. If you try to pull too much away and apply, you're going to end up in a big mess because you're going to get wrinkles and bubbles. So just do a small amount at a time. Don't pull on any piece of it, otherwise it's going to get off kilter for you. Once you start Getting a certain, once you start this peel away, then you don't even have to pull it anymore. You can just press on the design and it's going to naturally, oh, there's a dog hair. There's a Bane doggy hair. Hold on. Still finding dog hairs from Bane all these months later, a month later. Okay, all these months. It hasn't been that long somewhere. It feels like it's been forever. Okay, and you're just going to slowly push it down. Now you can use a credit card. You can use a squeegee to do this. It works as well. But again, slow and steady is going to win that race for you. Still going to go in and make sure I'm pressing. Now this was glittered months ago, sealed months ago. But this is a glitter by design. These things are super fun. But again, if you were to wrap this just even on a clear vinyl, makes this process a million times easier. Because if I make a mistake here, I cannot pull this back up and reset it. If there's a bubble or a wrinkle, it's permanently there. There's like a medium, just like a ripple right there. It doesn't matter. It's there now. So I cannot pick this up and relay it. But if you put this on a piece of vinyl first, if it wobbles or ripples, you can pull it up because the vinyl ain't going to tear. So that's why I say, do as I say, not as I do. Apply this to a piece of vinyl first. I don't have any vinyl here. Ivan was going to be packing up all of the rest of my stuff and bringing it out on his last trip when he was here. But the truck broke down, so he couldn't tow the trailer quite yet. So I didn't get any of my stuff. So still working on a very skeleton crew of stuff here. Oh, you guys, it's so pretty. This is why GBDs are so cool. So that's a glitter design. All that looks like a hand glittered pattern. Okay, piece number 1. Now, glitter by designs are on the website. They're called GBDs. We pre-cut them for you. Don't be overwhelmed. You're going to get a sheet. It's going to look like a white piece of paper. And when you look close, it's going to have etches, cuts across the front. That's what gives you this pattern. It's only cut on the front. You can see the back has nothing. The back is just a protective sheet to protect that back sticky piece. And then the front has the pattern cut in it. So you're going to go through and decide which circles you want. Well, the back, I would have, this one particular, we pulled the whole background first because you want to do the darkest color first and work to your lightest color. Go dark first, down to the lightest. Okay, so you're going to pull that backing off, put that black glitter, burnish it into place, glitter duster away anything excess, then go through and say, okay, now I'm going to do purple. So pull everything you want purple up, put your glitter down, burnish it into place, glitter duster brush off the excess and go to the next color. You're just going to pull up the cover pieces that have been cut and pull them away to reveal the sticky. Apply your glitter. Works best with fine glitters. And you're going to create something like this. This is also a glitter by design that we glittered to match the colors of this UV-DTF. Okay, there's another one floating around up here. I think it's actually out on my shelf out there. But you can do so much creative stuff with these glitter by designs. So then this is the first little stitch of glitter. And then we're going to stick the marbling on. Okay. So then, well, do I want to use them? Now I'm like, well, do I want to use the marbling? Because I want to use this big, beautiful butterfly. But she can overlap the marbling, right? Let's see. I don't mind overlap. I like a busy cup. I like chaos. She's going to overlap. Or do we want to stick with her? Put this here. You guys, I think we're going to do that. I think we're going to, the plan was to do this, and then the floral, but I think I'm going to save this for something else. I'm going to use the one stripe. Okay, so I'm going to go in. I'm going to take my stripe. So I can see this is. Okay. Oh, shit. See, I flubbed it. I messed it up. I almost didn't put it back on this tumbler stand, but I was like, no, I need to put it on this tumbler stand. Look what I did. I screwed it up a little bit. That's all right. Everything is recoverable. Okay, so I'm going to take this. Now we've got this tape, and I'm going to basically just tape this down like that. See if it wraps around nicely. I'm taping it to the tumbler as opposed to over the glitter. I'm not overlapping the glitter. Okay, so we're going to go for it. Okay, I always do my seam, all my seams at the same spot. So I have, there is an actual like back side to the tumbler, and I'm actually going to go this direction first. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay this right up on that edge. I'm doing it this way because then I don't have to put a ton of coats of epoxy over this yet. I can get this base down and then start my coats of epoxy. If I was going to overlap this over the glitter, it would need to have a coat of epoxy over it first. So we're just going nice and slow and steady to make sure I can just put it right on that edge. I'm not yanking on this UV-DTF at all. That's important. Now, before you get around, you have to remember that there is a carrier sheet and it overlaps. Because if you were to come over this and accidentally go over that carrier sheet and drop it down, you would ruin your design. So you got to take this carrier sheet that's over the top of the purple one and peel that up, okay? Otherwise, you're going to have a mess. I've done it. It's very hard to recover from that. Okay, and then we're just going to lay this in, and I'm going to be, this is the last little spot, and I'm just going to be very careful to come in and bring this directly on top of that other one. Take my craft knife. Cut it. Have a little extra piece there. Okay, and pull the rest of that cover sheet off. Okay, now we've got that on there. So pretty. It almost looks like there's some cover sheet on here. Hold on. I don't know what that is. I pulled the cover sheet off, so I don't know what I'm looking at. I don't know if it's just my eyes playing tricks on me. I'm going to leave it. It looks like there's a little piece of cover sheet on there. I'm not going to mess with it because you can't, you can't see it. My brain is seeing something. Okay, so now we've got this. Oh, so pretty. How much did I miss? A lot. A lot. Okay, so then we're going to take this one and I'm going to put, I'm thinking, because how cute would this also look with the medical assistant? But I can put the big, beautiful butterfly on one side, but also put some like roses and some roses and then overlap this. Let me see what else we got. Because also coming, got some other things too. What do we got? Floral. Oh, there's so many pretty things, pretty options for this, because on this one, that was the freebie the other day, we can use the black roses and then overlap it with the butterfly and use the unbothered by opinions, or we can do God over all things would be over really pretty on this one. Oh, God over all things, and then the big, let me see if the big butterfly would lap. Oh, yes. Okay, that's what we're doing. Okay, so we got God over all things. Making an Easter tumbler. Okay, so God over all things and the butterfly. I'm actually going to place the butterfly first. And I'm going to use the biggest butterfly because you know me, I like big and dramatic. Why not? Now this purple butterfly and the marble and the purple stripes are from the new soft wings, was it called? Light lavender? I don't know, it's under today's deals. You like the purple better? The purple. Oh, the purple butterfly. Yeah, we're doing the purple butterfly for sure. And he's going to go on the back side. So I'm going to line him up kind of along that seam. Okay. So we're going to just drop this down very gently. Now, remember, this is not under epoxy, so I do have to be kind of careful. So I'm going to cut away any of the excess carrier sheet. This carrier sheet, if you're new to UV-DTFs, is extremely sticky. It is like a permanent bond hardcore tack. And so it makes it very difficult to remove it if you get this whole big square of adhesive stuck down to the tumbler. So I just cut away all the excess. It just makes it easier in the long run, short run, in the short run, it makes it easier. Okay. To pull all that extra bits away. Okay. And then we're going to drop this down on here. Okay. I always just take my finger, run it along the back. My fingerprints kind of, you can feel that where it separates. It always works better. Sorry, I do it better off my left hand. It always works better if you are doing it on a fresh cut. Ooh, maybe it's the front on this one that's going to be easier. Oh yeah, sorry, it's the front. Going front to back. So peeling the front, that's right, that's what I do. Because it's the softer side that peels away easier. So the front is more flexible, the back is more hard. And then you want to peel the back away from the front. That's actually important when you're doing a really, really detailed design, because all the little bits of the detail are going to come off easier. Okay, so then I'm going to line this guy up. And drop it down. Ooh, I'm going to overlap. Ooh, it's right on there. Nice. Okay, drop this down. Now, I do not need to glitter this top section. You can. But I'm trying to do as much of this on alive as I can. And if I was to glitter it and then want to do decals, it would have to have epoxy. So what I'm going to do to kind of pivot away from that, if you're in a rush and somebody needs a last minute design, to do a last minute design, offer it with the with an white opal. Because then what we'll do is in the coat of epoxy, we'll just add the white opal glitter to the epoxy. And that's going to make this look shimmery and sparkly appear without that extra level of having to glitter this first. Okay, so we're able to add all of our decals today. Okay, so now, oh, hold on, I spilled my water. How about that little cup of water just spilled? Hold on. I don't want it on my table. Got too much electronic stuff on this table. Okay. There's a drip drop right there. Okay. Now, normally I would take a piece of tape and I would mark across the top where my butterfly is, because so that way I can see like the middle and find my middle point here. But I don't have that. So, because I don't know where all my painter's tape is. I'm not even sure if I've ever had painter's tape down here. I feel like I have, but, and again, I'm going very quickly and cutting away all this extra from the edges, making it a lot easier to remove this. You will, if you forget this step, you will know, you will not forget it again, because you'll be like, oh, you're going to be fighting with your carrier sheet trying to get it removed off of there, because it's just really a pain. I thought about doing the medical assistant decal from today, but I think the greatest of all time, the God over, it's a GOT stands in general stands for greatest of all time. This one is done religious. It says God over all things. So this is going to be a good Easter tumbler. Okay, so we're going to put this one. This is going to literally go down right with those wings. Now what I'm taking is, you can see I lined up the edges of the two letters so I get the exact middle, and then I don't bend the letters. I'm only putting a crease in the plastic here so I can see the exact center, and then I can gauge from there. And I'm pretending to put it down right now. Okay, I'm not actually sticking it down. I'm just looking, and I'm getting a little mark. Now I can take a dry erase marker. I have one here somewhere. You can also use a pencil. I have a dry erase somewhere. Oh, that's a permanent Sharpie, so we're going to use that. I'm just going to put a tiny little dot. It is literally microscopic little dot right there, so I can see it. Okay, I know that's my middle point. That's what I'm lining up with that seam. Okay, I drag my fingerprints across it. That's gonna separate that front piece from that back piece. Pull that away. Line this up. Find my little microscopic dot, which is, I don't think I actually marked the table thing. I actually think I marked the plastic. So now I'm a little bit at a loss. Whoopsie daisies. Oh, well, you know me. I like to wing it. So I know how close it was on this side to that, dang it. Hold on. Hold on. Okay, my mark did not take. So let me find my plastic again. Redo this. Okay. Oh yeah, this pen doesn't even write. I don't know what I saw even before, because that pen doesn't even write on the table. On this. Nope. Okay, got my center point. Play stupid games, get stupid prizes. Summer, just mess that up. Okay, I gotta fix that. Okay, here we go. Now I don't want to go. I want to go more in the middle, just like this. Okay, and I'm gonna one side down, other side down. See, nice and close, right in the center. Get that down. Yeah, and see how you can do so many steps in one layer? Okay, and we're still going with this tumbler because we don't have to stop yet to epoxy it. Okay, the decal stuck to my scissors, so I'm very carefully going to go in here and try to salvage that little piece. It goes right here. That's why I say play stupid games, get stupid prizes, because I didn't pay attention to my decal on the table and I accidentally bumped it into my scissors. But pivot as always. You can't keep a girl down. I always can fix something. Everything is fixable. Everything is doable. Everything is workable. Okay, so this is going to be God over all things with the big, come on, camera, focus. Sorry, the light is blowing out for some reason. Let me adjust the lighting because I don't want to do that. Maybe that's the problem. There we go. It was on a very warm lighting setting. It's not normally on that setting. Okay, God over all things. Big, beautiful butterfly, lots of beautiful butterflies. Now I could have layered some of those roses underneath here, but to then overlap that much, I would have wanted to epoxy it. So we're gonna just roll through like this. Now we're still going, okay? We're not done, we're gonna keep going. So we're gonna get out our UV light. We're gonna glitter that butt. Let's glitter that butt, okay? Okay, we're gonna drop that down in there. We've even got some really pretty, no, that's not the glitter. Let me go grab a pretty glitter color. What I got here? Oh, we got custom iridescent purple. Perfect. So we've got this one. We'll use that with a little bit of live mix in it. Okay, there we go. So let's do this. Those are both iridescent glitters. So that is what we need for this. So we're going to put on our chemical respirator, grab some nice round gloves, grab our UV resin. And we're going to rock and roll. Okay, here we go. 1, 2. Now, whenever you work with epoxy or UV resin, please wear nitrile gloves. These are special gloves, nitrile, N-I-T-R-I-L-E. These are very specific. Vinyl gloves don't work, plastic gloves don't work, dishwashing gloves don't work. You need nitrile. That's going to block the vapors of the chemicals with what we're working in. Latex, plastic, all those are going to block the sticky gooiness, but it's not going to block the vapors, and you will eventually get a reaction. It may not happen right away. It might not happen in 6 months. It may happen 3 years down the road, but you are creating damage in your body if you're not protecting yourself from those vapors and touching it and breathing it in. You want to work in a well-ventilated area, but also wear a chemical respirator. You don't want to be breathing this stuff in. You get one set of lungs, don't kill them. All right. If you wouldn't smoke a cigarette, you don't want to work without this. You don't want to work without this. And by the way, you shouldn't smoke cigarettes. Even if you are smoking cigarettes, you need to stop. You're killing your lungs. Be nice to your body. You only get one of them. I don't say that with any judgment. I get it. It's a pain. It took Ivan 4 years to quit smoking when he quit. 4 years. And he was like dedicated to it. It's hard. Anywho, so we're going to work with UV resin. But please take care of your lungs, take care of your hands, take care of your skin, take care of your body, wear your protection gear. Now, if you're just coming in, yes, we are working. Now we've kind of pulled it all apart, but we've got a new total tumbler up on the website today. It's this big, beautiful purples. It's got this 2 stripes on it. It's got the marbling on it. It's this big, beautiful butterfly on it and some birds and flowers and just gorgeousness. It's a good one for the spring. This is going to be a great Mother's Day. This is just a really pretty cup. And as you can see, I create these as total tumblers where you can just buy this one thing, have some glitter and make a tumbler with it. But you can piece it together with all sorts of other things. And then you have some like that are similar. So you can create a kind of a line that has a very similar vibe to it and use different things. But like this, instantly I was inspired with this finished glitter by design that had the butterflies on it in the similar colors. And we just rolled with that. Rolled right down the hill with it. So here we go. We got this ready to go. So now we're working on that. That is up on the website today. So this is one of the new UV-DTFs. There is also a free total tumbler up there. This is a book club. You can see it up on the website. It's a book club total tumbler. It is free because this one has a little typo in it that you can obviously cut out and use this anyway. It works fine, but we made it free because there is a typo in there. Whatever. So if you spend $50, you can add this one to your order free. You still get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then a big beautiful strip to do the around. So you get 5 decals in that for free with your $50 purchase. It's fun. Okay, and then we have the beautiful the bee queen, the queen bee. Sorry, bee queen. I'm reading it backwards. The queen bee total tumbler. Then there's the toes in the sandy toes and sun-kissed nose total tumbler. This is launched a couple days ago. The rose garland is up on the website. There's also the medical. Where did it go? I just was showing it. The medical assistant and the really pretty stethoscope with cheetah print bow. Those are all up there new today. There's also new digital designs. One is a digital design with also that comes along with a sleeve design up on the website. So that is up on the website. And then we've been talking about the RBD. You've only got about 9 days to be signed in for that RBD. If it sells out, we will be turning it off early. Y'all are signing up for that glass one quickly. So there are currently still some spots for the glass one, but I don't know that it's going to last for the next 9 days. All right, so if you want to get signed up into the Rhinestone by Design, you got to get signed up in the next 9 days for that RBD. All right. Okay, let's do this. So if you are shopping today, make sure you add your free. You can't come down here. I mean, you can be down here right now. What's up?
Mama, so we want a shake.
A shake?
Yeah, like one that's protein shake.
Oh, protein shake. Okay, I'll make sure I come up. Okay, let me do this little step and then I'll come up. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, we don't have any milk, Bubby.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I threw the milk out because it had gone bad. So yeah, I can't make one of those right now. Sorry, Bubs.
Okay.
You can have a root beer instead.
Okay.
I just love Jet so much. I can't even do it. We have this amazing protein shake. It's made with colostrum and like, oh, it's so good for you. All these added wonderful things. Oh, and now you've come down. Oh, good. Okay. Well, this one's here now. I'm gonna have to put you out of this room if I'm gonna use UV resin, sweet pea. I just love you too much to risk your little lungs You're so cute. You're a peanut. You're just the size of a little peanut. Oh. So I just said, you can have a root beer. And Jet went like this. Oh. You're so excited. Her little legs are. Leaders. Tell them that I am the most cute. I gave her a haircut. Can you tell? I literally just took scissors and took clumps and. Because your hair was getting a little crazy. So you was just getting crazy. See, I like to sleep with my mom. Like, I like to try to be inside her skin when she's sleeping. I try to be as close to her face as I can and to as close to her body as I can. And so, but Mom said I stinky because my hair was so long and I needed a haircut so bad. I stinky. So Mom cut all my hair off and gave me a bath. I hated it. Are you happy? Do you see that little tongue that sticks out? It doesn't fit inside of her mouth. It's always out. Yeah, I'm just Mom. Can I get be in your chart? Except that's all she wants. She just wants to be here all day, hanging out. Okay, we're not going to be using you for present. Oh, now what do you want? To be on the tables? You want to go on a table? Where are you going? Oh, down there? What's your plan now, stinker? So cute. All right, you guys. Well, I didn't realize what time it was. I thought we still had some time, so maybe we'll finish this tomorrow. We're going to use the UV resin. Because now she's down here, so I don't want to do the UV resin while she's in here. Eee. And it really is about time for me to go get that baby. All right, y'all. Does anybody have any questions about stuff today? Does anybody have any questions about anything? You got a minute and a half to ask me, and I'll help you out real quick. I'm pulling up the comments because I've lost, for some reason, I didn't even touch the screen, but I lost comments. Help you out real quick. Yeah, the total we know that you guys love total tumblers. So this whole round of this last order that I did was like 90% total tumblers because you guys like them. And because you guys are like me, where you're like, I do love these individuals and I can put them with the other ones that I have. And sometimes somebody doesn't have a big budget to have a lot of decals on a cup and they just want a glitter and a decal. I get it. But like, yes, these total tumblers take a lot of the guesswork out of it. And then you just get you can just make a lot of fun design onto your tumbler. And like you said, it takes the guesswork out. And yes, a total tumbler is $7.50. But look how many tumblers I'm going to get out of that. Off that total tumbler, I used the one strip, the one purple stripe, and the butterfly, right? And now I can take this glitter by design, and this could actually be cut into two pieces. Really, this could be another two pieces. Make this almost this identical tumbler with two, and then use the other bits of the butterflies and the other bits of the roses, and then you'd have three tumblers that look kind of similar. So you could do like a mom and daughter, or like if you have three aunties or a couple aunties and you want them similar but not identical, you could make them very similar type tumblers for your aunts or besties, stuff like that. So you get the total tumblers, kind of like gives you the vibe. What's the name of the GBD on the cup? Oh, I have no idea. Oh, was it on the back? Oh, maybe it was written on the back. What is on the back? Uh-oh. There was a piece of paper on there. What? It says butterfly bubbles. Oh, that has a date on it. It says butterfly bubbles. Let me go make sure it's activated. I'm sure it has been. Products. Butterfly bubbles. Yeah, it's up on the website. Do you guys want me to move it to today's deals? Yeah, the one I'm using is called Butterfly Bubbles. Yeah, glitter by designs are awesome because they give you so much detail and you can just use them for multiple cups. If you want to see here's another one where we use a piece of a glitter by design just for this V split, and then we get two other pieces because it wraps the whole tumbler, and then we cut it into pieces. And then I started rhinestoning the outer edge of that V split. I'm going to do the whole thing. So pretty, but so you can utilize glitter by designs in so many different ways and just add all that like dimension and texture and beauty to your tumblers and to your projects. You're going to give it a try? Oh, welcome to the addiction. Welcome to the addiction. because in this one, like I said, this one is, we got all this done. In reality, if they hadn't come down here, I was about to glitter the butt and slide it onto a turner and put the first coat of epoxy on it. And so that would be almost done. And then it would need one more coat of epoxy. And that first coat of epoxy, I would have put a little bit of bow into it. Actually, I probably would have used more like Nico or George because it's more pure white, as opposed to like eggshell white. It would need one more coat of epoxy and it'd be ready to go. And I would probably do the first coat with a little bit of glitter in it. Then I would have UV resined this top edge and then put the second coat of epoxy on it, and it would have been done. It could be done in technically 2 days. It could technically be done in 1 day because if you did this in the morning, 5 hours after that first coat of epoxy, you could put the second coat of epoxy on and then let it cure for 72 hours and you're done. So that's very handy. Okay. Hi, Marv. I've already got you in so much trouble. Sorry. All right, y'all. I got jams. I got to go pick up that baby from school. So I will see you guys probably tonight. I feel like we're on a mission and I feel like we're going to do that tumbler tonight. So, but I might also come down here and feel like rhinestoning, but I feel like we're going to keep rocking and rolling on that. So if you missed it, really quick, the whole point of this I was ready for this, live, but the whole point of this today was that I was going to recharge this in the very beginning while we were chatting. So if you go up on the website, I'm going to refill. If you don't have a kitchen torches are generally refillable on the bottom. You can get these on Amazon really cheap. This is from Lowe's. Okay, it's a butane refill, and you just plug this into the little nozzle at the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pumps into each one. These were completely dead, by the way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And now they're ready to go. Super easy to recharge those, by the way. These I know that these are like intimidating. Oh, this is the one I don't like as much. These are very intimidating, but once you've used them a little bit, they're not as scary as you think they're gonna be. These torches, they're super easy to handle. They're a little overwhelming at first because you're like, oh my gosh, I'm putting a flame by chemical, but you're ready to rock and roll. So easy to charge those guys, ready to rock and roll. So now we're ready for epoxy tonight. So maybe we'll be down here doing epoxy. That little scared Lila. She's like, I'm out. I don't know what that is, but I'm out. I did not like it. All right. Thank you guys for hanging out, and I will see you later. Bye, everybody.